Piers Morgan blasted patronising Matt Hancock in a fiery GMB clash today as the health secretary demanded thanks for his team's handling of the pandemic. The Good Morning Britain host slammed Mr. Hancock's woeful management of the COVID crisis, which has killed more than 120,000. Piers grilled Mr. Hancock on why he hadn't apologized after a court found he had acted unlawfully by failing to publish details of dozens of PPE contracts the government signed during the pandemic. A defiant health secretary insisted he wouldn't say sorry, before insisting there had been no national outage of PPE after Piers accused him of a bear. Piers then showed a picture of NHS staff wearing bin liners at the height of last year's first COVID, but the health secretary claimed his PPE buying team should be thanked, which drew a withering response from the ITV. Woeful as their heated duel raged on, Piers accused him of sounding exasperated. Mr. Hancock said, "I think we should be on this program thanking my team. They work so." Piers replied, "Let's just analyze that. You and your team have presided over a woeful handling of this pandemic that has led to us having the worst death toll in Europe, 130,000 people dead. So I'm sorry if my first thought when you come on is not to thank you and your team for your brilliant handling. I don't think 130,000 deaths shows you have handled it well. I'm sorry, I am not thanking you enough." Mr. Hancock hit back, claiming as soon as I start answering a question you cut in, and insisted he would just keep finished, to which Piers replied, "Don't be so patronizing, Health Secretary. We gave you a chance to answer, but when you give a completely disingenuous answer we are going to." Mr. Hancock was adamant he wanted to answer the point before repeating his claim that his PPE buying team deserved our thanks and praise. Piers then questioned him about his former pub landlord, Alex Bourne, whose company is being investigated by medical regulator the Medicines and Healthcare Products Regulatory Agency, MHRA. Mr. Bourne, 36, landed a £30 million deal to supply the NHS with tens of millions of COVID test tubes after WhatsApping the health secretary, his former neighbor. Hancock, a manufacturing business run by Mr. Bourne, partnered with a supplier to provide the COVID-19 specimen collection tubes and fund. Mr. Hancock said, "I did not have anything to do with that contract. I didn't reply. Lots and lots of people have helped in this response, and all these people that came forward to help us as a country respond to this unprecedented challenge, they deserve our thanks, too. All of this was done properly and above board, and the National Audit Office has confirmed." But Piers continued to press him, saying, "I am really struck by the fact you feel incensed that we are not thanking you enough for your handling PPE row." Mr. Hancock replied, "I am asking you to thank people who spent 18 hours a day, 7 days a week to make sure we got the PPE that we needed and saved lives." As Piers said, "You didn't save lives. We have got 130,000 deaths, the worst death toll in Europe. We have nearly 1,000 health workers have died on the front line. I don't know why you should be apologizing." Mr. Hancock responded, "You should listen to my answers. I said you should thank my team, the PPE buying team, in particular. There is no evidence from a lack of PPE to any of the frontline workers who very sadly." As the clash continued, Piers said, "What I am really struggling with is your determination to be thanked for working hard in a pandemic when you are health secretary, and your refusal to hold your hands up and say, 'I am really sorry we have got the worst death record.' Why don't you say that? Rather than demanding thanks, say, 'I am sorry that we failed you. I will try and do better.' That is more honest, isn't it?" The death toll now stands at 120,757, while 4,126,150 have now caught the virus in Britain since the start of the pandemic.